place and manner restrictions, and we have an obligation not to be overly broad or overly overly restrictive, with those regulations. And obviously there's a balance that needs to be struck. There's a line, and we want to be very careful that we are not on the wrong side of that line, and very respectful of all the citizens' First Amendment rights. Now, all of that being said, this area here has, for years, been an area for the city of Bethlehem to promote its commercial speech of the tourism attraction for the holiday season, and to set up various things throughout here, throughout this plaza at this time of year. And over the past several years, there have been numerous requests and permits, applications for permits from other organizations that have come to protest. One specifically was LaPoco, wanting to protest our involvement in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. If you please just let me finish this out. And that permit was denied on because of this area being reserved by the city for its previously stated purpose. And again, we're not just going to blanketly deny anyone's right, for their First Amendment speech. That organization elected to go out to the Rose Garden. They got their permit there, they set up there, they did everything that they wanted to do out at the Peace Pole in the Rose Garden, and they were happy, we were happy, the ACLU was involved, they were happy, and and that was the end of that. So basically, what's going on, when you guys first set up here, we obviously were, I think, taking a very tolerant approach. We're trying to, see what you guys were all about, see if you had any legs, whether it was going to sustain itself. If it was going to be a couple of days, there was really no reason to come on with any type of regulations. But obviously, you have proven that you were a sustainable force, and you want to remain here. But the occupation, it can't remain here because this area has been previously reserved year after year after year. I mean, for probably longer than a lot of you are alive, that this has been going on here. No one's saying that your activity can't continue. What we're saying is that we need to find another place that's suitable for you guys to continue doing what you're doing.
Now, some of the options we discussed and generally agreed were all right with us that have been mightily suggested by you folks is that the grass in front of the library where the tea garden is, that corner, as a usable spot. I mean, are you guys gonna push us there if we decide to go there? Is that gonna be a place where we'll be all right? That's a concern.
Is that acceptable?
Well, we had a meeting yesterday and we talked about many acceptable places. Certainly, the Rose Garden is absolutely acceptable. I mean, it's been used time and time again for this very type of purpose.
The Rose Garden is
out at 8th Avenue, Union Boulevard. It's about
I know where it is.
It was a full-size block, yeah.
Yeah.
But the Peace Pole, I think specifically, is a monument. I think it faces Union Boulevard, right out near 8th Avenue. But at any rate, this location over here in front of the Tea Garden was also discussed, and we believe that that's also an acceptable location if you guys would choose to go there. So we don't, make no mistake, we're not saying, I don't like the term push or anything else, and you can decide where you want to go. There's probably other locations, and even when I met with some of, I don't know if you were here on Tuesday night, I first talked to some of the people about it. Actually, I believe that location over here was mentioned by somebody who was standing here. They said, well, what about over there? And it's something that's been discussed, and that's okay. But there are other things that are going to have to be done starting Monday. It's what we've required for every group. For anybody to take up a position, on city property. Just like I said, the LaPoco group, there's a permit. There's an application that needs to be made through our Parks Department, and applying for a permit, and within that permit, then we specifically just lay out what any restrictions are, and go from there. I believe it's a $25 permit fee, and they would have to be able to tell you what all the requirements are. But from my understanding, it's typically like a refundable fee. You know, you pay $25, you get the application, it goes through, get the permit, and do your thing. And when you leave, there's no problems, no issues, or anything like that. You get the $25 back.